Welcome back to Popes and Pylons, where we play some Europa Universalis with a new Cradle of Civilization expansion. We're playing as Avaria and trying to go for the Avar Khaganate achievement, which involves getting to Empire rank and grabbing Hungary over here. This is episode number 7. Now, last time we started the war against Ryzen, who had fewer troops than we did, 7,000 to our 9 or 10,000 I believe, and it looked like a very simple war. They had no friends. Unfortunately, it turns out that we have no manpower anymore while they do, and since we have no force in the way, they can just keep running into my land, keep annoying me over here while I don't get the time to take this annoying level 3 fort in Ryzen itself. Now, I could just keep chasing these people down. That's what I've been doing the past episodes, but I think we're going to lose such an attempt, because as it turns out, Ryzen actually has a bunch of manpower left and they're starting to merc up. Why I don't, and I don't really want to merc up if I can avoid it, so we don't lose our accrued army professionalism. So let's just instead go ahead and go pick up this one stack here and go into Ryzen and siege that down. We unfortunately do not have a siege general, even though we rolled 4 generals. None of them have a siege pip, so we're just gonna have to do it the hard way here and hope that Ryzen does not annoy my land too much before I can actually take that. Also, at the end of the last episode, the emirs lost a bunch of influence, so we should actually be able to give them enough land to make them happy again. Which at the same time is going to give us a bit of additional manpower in these very, very high autonomy provinces. So let's just do that. Influence goes up to not a problem at all. They have no influence. Oh, not to the Dhimmi. No, to the emir's place. Influence to fine. It's all fine. And this one has high manpower in it, so let's also give them that. And one more so that they're above the problematic captive. Anything else with high manpower. This is very easy to read. This red on green. That puts them to 60% land. They will be happy. Influence not too high. Excellent. So that's that. Can we ask you for... That will make you unhappy again. But could we ask you for manpower? Could give them some more land, although I think there's a negative modifier dropping off soon. In 87 in 2 years, and then 88 diet health will drop off. Might be worth it to raise them another 11% of influence by giving them land, which also makes them a bit more happy, and then to take additional levies, which hopefully will not make them unhappy and give us additional manpower. Let's see if we can find a province that will do just that. This would put you not high enough, so how much do you get here? 6.7%, and this is another 3.3%, so that would probably be enough. It would not be enough. Not quite, so we need a tiny bit more. What's this? 2.5? No, that's definitely not an emir's province. This seems like a good emir's province, or it's a fine one. It gets them up to 75%, makes them almost happy enough for us to grab that manpower and not make them unhappy. And yeah, let's do that. Give them that. They're at 75%, and we can now go ahead and raise 1,000 additional manpower for doing that, which is going to help us a bunch. It's not going to help us with the money problem though, but we could impose a bit of a religious tax, at least on the Dhimmi. I think I'm just going to press this button. I'm not going to do any other interactions. I'm just going to take some of their money, but make them a bit unhappy, increase the technology costs for a bit, but this will tick up. Should be fine. Because really our money situation is not particularly great. Makes me think that maybe I should dismiss my advisor. On the other hand, I really want because we're converting right now, I really want the missionary advisor, and I also really want the admin power, so I'm not quite sure how to handle that right now. Let's just continue for a bit without dismissing him. Let's grab this fight, pop that guy, and then just go siege this 4 and see what that does. It's quite possible that they just take all of devastate and annoy all my land. On the other hand, we have these separatists. They will also devastate my land, but at least they will prevent Ryazan from taking it. I was really hoping for the Nogai separatists not to fire. They were really low on the unrest. But what can we do? This is not going great. This war, maybe we bit off a bit more than we can chew in this war. We do have a new admin idea that we can take. That doesn't do a lot for us. More available mercenaries, but we're just going to go through this. Nevertheless, give some military access to QQ, sure. I wish I could call AQ into the war, my ally over here, but it's just too far away and they're in debt. But even if they were not in debt, they would just not join because it's too far away for them. Really nice if you two fought. That would be the best result that we could sort of get here, I think. And if we get close to 0 monies, then I'm just gonna have to fire that advisor. That gives us +2. But it also costs to 2 ducats actually. Could we go ahead and reduce inflation? We cannot, or because we just spent all our admin power. I don't really want to spend admin on that anyway. Yeah, more separatism. That's something we're just gonna have to live with, I'm afraid, for now. Let's just keep sieging. They're coming back, but they're not going to fight us here. They're still scared of us. They should be. We have higher tech. We have more troops. They can take back Yelets, I guess. Do I want to go in there? They have 3. We only have 1 maneuver, so no. I'm not going in there, throwing them out. Truce with Circassia has ended. Oh, come on, just go elsewhere, please, you separatists. Why would you be moving through my lands? Why don't you just go through Nogai instead, like these guys are doing? We're getting subsidies by the Ottomans. That's excellent. Thank you, Ottomans. That gives us positive income. Gives me some additional hope. All the separatism is very, very annoying. But we're going to have to just handle that somehow. We took a bunch of land and we don't have enough troops. So we kind of deserve it. Although really it was extremely unlikely to happen. In this situation, we should just not have gotten any rebels. Lose 10 prestige, lose ducats, lose diplo power. I'm going to lose some of that prestige. Whatever happened will not happen again. Come on, you siege. Get it done. And I hope these separatists are not getting close to enforcing demands. They're working on it. 48 months from now, so we do have to be kind of careful to handle these guys, or have other people handle these guys for us. Like Crimea, for example. Crimea could just swoop in here and kill all these rebels. That would be very, very nice. And maybe they will. AQ is at war with the Ottomans. Ooh, good thing nobody called us into either of those wars. I'm sorry, AQ. So much for that alliance. We can lose the stability and lose an inflation, or gain a ton of inflation. I think I'm gonna have to lose that stability and then just boost it up right away again. Yeah, it's bad, but this 4 inflation difference is just too gigantic. So let's do that, and then press this expensive button. Oh well, nothing we can do. We can, however, enact a new taxation policy, and I'd probably just go with core creation costs again, although some money, 20 years plus 15% taxes, that's what? We make 2 per month, 15% of which is 0.3, so that's like 3 ducats and a bit, 3.6 ducats a year. 20 years, that's nothing. So that's going to be no. I'm going to take the core creation costs. Save a bit of that admin at least, since we're spending so much anyway on everything. Idea cost reduction, nice. Free thinker, that's finally a good thing happening. The Nogai separatists unfortunately came back. They're really into just sieging all my land, huh? Ryazan, however, is already pretty much done with this war. How much do we want to take? Definitely want to take the thing that we have a claim on. Is there anything cool in trade goods over here? No, that's the wrong trade thing. Political, economic, trade goods. There's iron. Iron is good. And that's Lithuania over there. That's already Muscovy. So there's a bunch of iron over here. Iron is a good trade, good. How about the trade nodes? This is now, Tambov is now a trade node, but Voronezh is not anymore. And we cannot direct from Moscow, I don't believe, to us. You can't see that, but I don't think there's a way going this way. So getting power over there in Novgorod is not particularly helpful. Was this Kiev? No, it's Novgorod. So for trade node reasons, that's not particularly important. Let's just take the land that's in our trade node for sure. And what's the coalition saying? It's fine. Trade goods. Trade goods. Maybe take this iron province here and take this to prevent crimes against border gore. And guess we might as well take a bit more while we're at it. Coalition. Oh no, let's get Muscovy into the coalition. We definitely don't want that. Even though we have the protection of the Ottomans, I don't want to be attacked by Muscovy. The rest is probably fine. This seems like a decent sort of thing. We spent some Diplo, which we're capped on anyway almost. Of course, the admin for coring is going to be a bit annoying. Is there a nation over here that we could release? The Great Horde. No, we can't release the Great Horde Pistons, of course, in our land. What are you? Kazan? No. Is Kazan dead? Did Kazan just die? They died. They completely died to Muscovy. Do we have Kazani land? Astrakhan, Nogai, Avaria, Great Horde. Great Horde. I could just check if I... no, I can't check because I'm at war. I'm not even allowed to check that button. It doesn't seem like we have Kazani land. So Kazan could be something that we could be releasing. Not that hordes are great. Because they have horde unity. So we will have a very, very weak subjects probably. Because they can't go to war and burn land. And I definitely don't want them to burn the land I give them. So probably it's going to be another case of not being able to release a vassal, which annoys me a tiny, tiny bit. Nobody up here? I mean, Fransk? No. There's just no option to release anybody. So, let's look at that peace offer. I think this is about fine. I would definitely want money. Are you gonna pay me war reps? Or if we go away from the money, go to humiliate. Humiliate would be awesome. It would give us not only a ton of power projection, but it would also give us points for this Age of Discovery thing. And for that we have to fight the war a bit longer, but I think I really, really want that. Even more than I want money. So what we can do... we can't really just go Carpet Siege because there's still an army around somewhere. Oh, but if we take the war goal, actually that should do it. Now, I really want somebody else to fight these Nogai separatists, because if they don't, we're just probably just gonna die here to the rebels, which nobody wants, right? They also have a lot of rebels here, Great Horde separatists in Ryazan. Peace offer, yeah, I know what I want in peace from you, and you're not giving it to me at the moment. So, yeah, luckily this is all terrible land that, as I say that, they move into land that I don't want them to destroy. I think Kuma is still... no, it's actually quite a big province now. I don't like losing that in the slightest. Okay, there's our peace. Can we get some money from you at least? Every ducat counts? Yeah, full monies. Okay. Coalition, just double check the coalition. It's gonna be fine. Yep, pay that, get a tiny bit of money, get the humiliate, get a bunch of land. Excellent. There. And now we only have this tiny bit of a problem that we inherit the Great Horde separatists that Ryazan had spawned. And we're also gonna have to fight them. It's gonna be difficult, and I'm not quite sure how we are going to handle all that. We definitely want our best general in charge, which is probably like this guy. 10 additional fire damage. It's such a joke. We get the general that has tons of fire pips. We get the general that has increased landfire damage. Why would you do this to me? Now, who's better to fight? I don't think the Great Horde Separatists are going to walk here. No, because we took all the Great Horde land back. Since that's so, we kind of have to get rid of them. You have no leader. I have a maneuver, so I can just walk over a river. I have to walk into steps, that's fine. And I believe 10 against 11 should work out here. We do have some legalism that gives us bonuses in combat. We roll pretty terribly, but luckily so they do they. We have this actually quite decent increase in morale. Same tactics, but that should be okay. That still doesn't tell us how to get rid of those other rebels over here. But what we're going to do for now, until the solution presents itself, is try to siege back some of that land. Ottomans calling me into the war against the Mamluks. Hejaz, AQ. I'm going to have to accept. I mean, AQ is not going to do anything to me. I hope the Ottomans are good at fighting these guys. I just accept. And maybe this even leads to some Ottoman troops coming by and taking care of my rebels. That would be nice. Is that your plan here? Please tell me that's what you're doing. That would be so nice. Oh, thank you, Ottoman. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I knew there was a reason I allied you. You are the best. Just the best of the Ottomans. We have to core things. Right, and we have no admin power. We actually do have some admin power. Why can't I core all of this? Oh, because we have to core this one first. We can. Oh, that's gonna give us a bunch of overextension for a while. Because we have only one sort of this narrow channel of adjacency here. Military access, sure, have it. Gift from Tunis, thank you, Tunis. You're probably like naive something or somewhat. A scholar, you have loose lips? No, they just gave me a gift. Probably hate somebody that I am at war with. Also no, I don't know. I'm not going to complain about a 50 ducat gift. I just doubled my own money. Okay, Ottomans. It's great that you're helping me fight my rebels and that you're trying to besiege all my land and that. I don't think you need 50k troops to do that. Maybe just a tiny bit less would be enough so you can actually fight your war against the Mamluks. Now, being at war with the Ottomans in this alliance of probably other people, Crimea and Theodoro, I was looking for whether we could get another nice ally through the being at war thing. Uzbek would ally me. Do I want that? Are you losing, Uzbek? Are you just dying to somebody? Yeah, you're dying to Transoceania. Okay, I'm not gonna ally you. Let's just get my land safe and put my troops into a place where I need to reduce unrest, which is probably everywhere. Oh lord. All the rebels. Great Horde Separatists. Completely unhandleable. So these need to be suppressed. At Kara, Lower Don. Lower Don. So let's just go into the Lower Don and train there. These rebel things are going to be the death of me. And yeah, I don't know what to do against that yet. Unless I can just get the Ottomans to... Ooh, are we also at war with Muscovy? Or is it just the Ottomans that are in two wars at once? Muscovy is not in this war. Ottomans, did you chew off a bit more than you can eat? Bite off a bit more than you can chew. Oh, it's the Muscovy attacked... who? Muscovian conquest of Kargopol, wherever that is. Cargo... no. Why did you write that? Spell that. Muscovy... attack against Novgorod? Why does that put you into war with Are the Ottomans allied to Novgorod? That's somebody else. They're actually allied to Novgorod. Ooh. You have an interesting choice of allies, Ottomans, I must say. As much as I like having you as an ally, I don't know if this choice of wars was the best. But I'll just sit here and drill, have you do your war. I'm not gonna get a lot of favors from this, which we could consider a reason to go into at least some sieging, so we get some favors. But I'm scared of Muscovite troops just showing up and killing us. I don't like the idea of that. Oh no, they can't, and we can't. Never mind, I'm just being stupid, since we're not in this war actually. We're just with the Ottomans in this war, which they were winning and are now losing because they moved towards Muscovy. Let's go further towards legalism, reduce tech costs. Always great. Speaking of tech costs, how is my institution spread? We have it in a bunch of countries. No, we don't. That's not us. But it's coming up slowly, but it is finally spreading to many places in our land. It's also going to cost us money to accept it in the end, which will be very, very annoying. I don't know about this war, Ottomans. Maybe peace out of this one before you just lose it. Just a suggestion. Did we get any water access? No, still no ocean access. This coup is still fine. I think it's going to drop off in time. We're not overcapped, but close to capping on Diplo again. How close are we? 1370. Okay, so we're probably going to have to press that development button a bunch more. It was in this province, right, that I had the edict? Yeah, so I might as well just do a bit of development here. And I think turn off the edict. Yeah, let's turn off that edict, save some money on state amendments. Alright, keep drilling, get those guys back up. We lost all the drill that we had on our troops because we had to do tons of reinforcements due to losing all those people, but we did get to keep our army professionalism. And there we can actually purchase an ability in the Age of Discovery, and there are a bunch of ones that I might be interested in. Aggressive expansion impact, always nice, very, very nice to have if you are expanding. And I mean, honestly, you're playing EU4, you're probably expanding. This one, yeah, it's alright. Claims, bordering claims can be nice if you have a long time to prepare your war. War taxes cost, minus 100%. This could actually be quite helpful, since we're paying for our full army maintenance right now, 277, and war taxes are going to reduce that by 20%. So that's what? About half a ducat? Is that right? Yeah, about half a ducat a month that we would be saving with war taxes. So we would actually gain a decent amount of money, especially if these wars that we're not even fighting in continue. So that's good on the money. This would be good if we were planning to expand soon. And I mean, I always want to expand, but I'm not sure into where anyway. We have no manpower right now, so maybe we're gonna take a step back a bit. Cavalry infantry ratio, no. Colonies, not colonizing. Combat bonus and turn of capital can be nice. Our capital is in wrong country. This one here is in mountains. Combat bonus in mountains. Nah, that's not gonna help us too much. Could be great, of course, in certain cases. I think I'm just gonna go for the money here and immediately go ahead and press that war taxes button. Because the worst thing about this age ability is that, of course, you always forget to press the button for the war taxes. Nobody reminds you that they're free now, and you're just gonna waste your time there. We're at full power projection. That's excellent. Getting up there. Yeah, great hot separatists. Do I rely on the Ottomans? You know what? I think I am gonna do that. I think that's gonna be the plan. I'm gonna move off of the territory where the Great Sword Separatists can spawn as soon as they hit 90%. And then I'm just gonna let them spawn and hope that the Ottomans come and handle them for me. Wouldn't that be nice? Conquers Casus Belli against Ryazan. Oh yeah, because we just got a random claim. Speaking of claims, we should send our diplomats into places to make claims. Truces. Nogai in 5 years? How strong is Transoceania? They're still winning the war against Uzbek. And are we rivaled? I don't think we are. No. Transoceania. Sorting would help. What's a T? There. Transoceania. Oceania? Transoceania. They have no more manpower, but they have a force level of 22 and they still have 19,000 troops. That's really not a war I want right now. So there's really no big point in getting any claims on them. There's no point in getting claims on Crimea as long as they're a vassal of the Ottomans, which is probably going to be forever until they annex. And you're a vassal of whom? Okay, you're guaranteed by Uzbek, but Uzbek is probably not a thing anymore. So let's build that spy network on Nogai, even though Nogai separatists are a thing. And we can probably also build a spy network on the Uzbek, since there's another inland sea, the Aral Sea over here, that we can use to do claims over. Another claim from the kind-hearted friends in Ramazan. How nice. I always enjoy getting money. Ottomans getting some more reinforcements here, fighting some fights against Muscovite rebels. Always unfortunate to do that as the aggressor. Absent merchant in Persia, which does not matter, so sure. These are probably still terrible, plus 10. Our provinces are so awful. In Astrakhan, the marketplace would give us a lot of trade power. So 6 is usually above 4 is sort of my level where I decide to build a marketplace, so getting 4 or more additional trade power from building a marketplace. However, the trade in Astrakhan is so bad, there's so little money in it, that I'm not sure that that's actually worth it. Let's see, we currently have Avaria, we have the most trade power, of course. From provinces, 51, caravan power, blah, blah. So we have about 100 points. So we would increase by about 5%. So we would increase our gains by about 5%. And 5% of that is 0.1 ducat. That's about the same as building a temple. That said, it's going to increase over time as trade gets better over here. Could be interesting, but no, I think I want to save up money to embrace the institution when it finally spreads to our lands. Keep close eye on those Great Horde separatists. Ooh, maybe this is a good time for them to spawn with the Ottomans just passing by. Let's get off here to just slightly increase the chances of spawning those separatists. Come on, Great Hordes, you can do it. It's funny how they never spawn when you need them to, but immediately spawn when you don't need them to. Our advisor just died, which is going to screw up our missionary strength a bunch. We actually have negative missionary strength now in Dagestan, and that is an issue. We could give Dagestan to the Ulema, maybe. That will increase our missionary strength in that province, I believe. I believe that's how that works. They will not be above influence, so I'll just try to do that, see what happens. Let's let a month tick away. See what happened. Did we get any bonus here from the Ulema? No. Okay, so that's not how that works. So we have two options. We could grab another advisor, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do if there is one available. Because we are actually making quite a bit of money with those subsidies from the Ottomans. Inflation reduction would be nice to have. National unrest would also be nice to have. Could just grab the national unrest guy, because he's sort of cheap. And finish this by turning on the edict, the conversion edict. Religious unity. Like that. Now You should have positive value, which is still going to take quite a while, until 97. It's a lot of years. But maybe you're going to find another way of increasing our missionary strengths until then. And I really like the idea of having less unrest right now, with all this unrest going around. So let's just do that. Let's grab this level 1 National Unrest Advisor over here. Any other advisors we want to take? Maybe a military one. Discipline, land maintenance. Let's go for land maintenance, just make some more money. There is something happening here with these religions of the advisors and the culture with the new expansion. I don't really know what these things are. I know they can create certain events, but I don't know what's positive, what's negative. We'll see that. We could either lose loyalty on the merchants, which would be okay, loyalty of the emirs, which would be bad, and lose a base tax, or Cossack aggressions happens. Let's have Cossack aggression happen. We don't like Ryazan, we still lose a base tax in Voronezh, and we gain a border friction con. That's annoying. Those Cossacks. This region is really terrible. You have the hordes destroying everything, you have the Cossacks invading and destroying your stuff. It's really, really hard to actually get profitable land over here. The main thing you can do is just expand. There's a small troop of AQ troops here, which I kind of don't want to fight, but if they're staying in my land, I am going to fight them. Where are you going? You're going to Kume. You're coming straight for me. I have no morale right now, so I'm going to run away for a bit until we have the morale back from drilling, and either the Ottomans take care of this problem, which they might, or we go over there and handle it ourselves after we have morale back. Another general died, but that's gonna be alright. Oh, this Ottoman stack is dead. You're sieging my land. That's not a thing, AQ. We don't do that over here. How's your... you're actually coming over here. You arrive on the 18th of September. We'll be there on the 26th. There's no river, I don't think, between Ukek and Yaik, but let's double check that. There's not. So we can continue doing this. And then just kill these AQ troops, although they're hurting us quite a bit. We lost 1,700 men, that's going to be expensive, but we killed over 4,000. Now we're still losing war score in this war. Well, we are, the Ottomans are. I hope they give up before tons of my land get sieged, because I really wouldn't enjoy that. You can't afford 2 of these wars, Ottomans. Just give up one of them and focus on the other. Move 15 towards legalism, which I like. Lose 10 prestige is fine. Gain loyalty, okay. Gain some unrest and Astrakhan area, eh. Otherwise, we get Shia religion spreading. I don't want that. I don't want those filthy Shia. So let's move 15 towards legalism. My corruption is growing, yeah. Probably because I am still overextended. Yep. Agent in Nogai was discovered, so let's quickly use that for a claim on a place. 3 development is not really worth it. 11. Ooh, this is the gold province. No, it's not. Where's the gold? Oh no. Where is Bashkirt? Isn't it somewhere around here? I thought it was. Did you rename it? Oh yes, you renamed it. And Muscovy got it. Come on. It's not as if Muscovy needs any more help. And we have spy network in Uzbek, who we can also fabricate claims on. Actually quite a few options. Alti Kuduk or Karalpak, this place, or probably this place, yeah. Since Transoceania is winning that war, it's more likely that these provinces get lost than this, so I'm going to start fabricating the claims up here and hope that it stays a claim on Uzbek and does not become one on Transoceania. With AQ gone again, I think I can go back to drilling. Is this a place I want to reduce unrest? It's not. Rather, oh no, that's the place where we want to have the separatists spawn. So let's check for unrest over here. This is all fine. So we just stand here and drill. And see if we can get the separatists spawn in a way that the Ottomans are going to take care of that for us. Oh, come on. Please, Ottomans, take care of these Mamluks for us. Because I really don't want Mamluks devastating my land. It would be nice if the Ottoman could come and help. Yeah, you took Dagestan, you bastards. And I can't even go and stop a queue here from sieging because there's a giant Mamluk army next door. Listen, Ottomans, I joined your war so that you could think of me as a helping person, not so that you could actually send Mamluk troops into my... And Orthodox zealots spawning right on me. This is going great. This is going great. Let's see how this awesome battle here turns out. Let's take almost the last admin idea over here. And yeah, let's lose a battle to the rebels. Why not? Why not? Mamluks are offering me a separate peace. I don't want that. I mean, I do want a peace. I do want to run here. These rebels. That was just... They spawn in the one province that I'm standing in. While I'm being sieged by enemies in a war that I don't care about. Yay. I want to keep having war taxes, definitely. I want that money. And I think the button said that, right? The button said I'm keeping war taxes up. Yes. Mamluks taking more of my land. Ottomans, could you just peace out? How many wars are you fighting anyway? Just 2. Yeah, IQ is taking my land. I know. Loan offer from Oman. I don't want to loan Oman unless it's free. 3% yearly. It's decent interest, but no, thank you, Oman. I'm just gonna try and survive here. I don't want to fight. I can't fight this. Can kind of hope that there's going to be some troops of somebody coming and taking care of these rebels. Ottomans no longer paying me subsidies. That's unfortunate. That actually turns down my money. There's a white peace offer from the Mamluks. Will that make the Ottomans unhappy? How can I see that? If I talk to the Mamluks, which I can't. Let's wait for 10 days. If I talk to the Mamluks and offer them a white peace, what does that mean? That will reduce Ottoman trust. Let's not. Let's just stand here and not peace out and hope the Ottomans are somehow gonna figure out. Yeah, they ended that war. Hopefully not giving any of my stuff up. Mamluks will cede stuff to the Ottomans, so they actually gave up the war. That's good. We actually gained a tiny bit of prestige. And 5 favors. That could actually be useful. We took a bunch of devastation for it, but still. Now we only need to figure out a way to fight these Orthodox zealots over here. It would really be nice if the Ottomans are not in a war with us anymore, so we can't possibly have the Ottomans taking care of these zealots. Would you walk to other lands? These lands around here are all... No, that's Sunni land. Maybe you walk into Muscovy and then get killed. That would be good. Let's see if that happens. I think we might as well drill these troops here. Since we're hanging out. Not that we have a lot of troops to drill anymore, but might as well get started. More Orthodox stuff happening. We're just gonna spread all this religious stuff. Are you making these provinces Orthodox? Or were they Orthodox already? You used to be Ryazan cores, you were quite likely Orthodox. Let's just double check what happens with the next province here, if they move into it. I'm not quite sure what religious rebels really do. I mean, they will convert your country if they win, for sure, but I don't know what happens if they just take the land. Like the separatists, of course, create separatism, but what happens to the religion here? Well, they're actually fighting the Great Horde separatists. So the religious guys are going to be down now. That's good. On the negative side, we're going to have an even larger stack of separatists running around there. Does Crimea have any Great Horde land? They do. So maybe they go there instead of devastating my land even more. And at least they're taking quite a bit of damage from those Orthodox zealots. Okay, 3k. That's not the most gigantic amount of damage. Alright. But hey, it's the last of our rebel factions. QQ has cancelled the military access. I think we're gonna put a cut in here. Thank you so much for watching so far. We did win our war against Ryza, and that was fine. We had the Ottomans come in and take care of some rebels for us. Unfortunately, there are more rebels because of our... well, we did expand a tiny bit, and we had to take a bunch of devastation in our land from the Mamluks sieging us. But on the other hand, we got some favors with the Ottomans. We're almost at the point where we can call them into one of our wars, use them as a blunt instrument. We're gonna have to take care of this capped diplomatic power at the beginning of the next episode, and it looks like we won't have the Renaissance by then still, so we're gonna have to spend that on some development or something. Still, things are going fine except for these small, tiny rebel problems over here and the complete lack of manpower that we have. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what's happening here, please like the videos or subscribe to the channel or do both. And see you guys next time.